Hey there, Mike Strand here from StrandVision Digital Signage. Today we're going to talk about the power of StrandVision display groups and locations. First off, we're going to log in. Then we go to your account, your company. Click on locations. And at the top you'll see a list of display groups. Display groups are a way that content can be assigned to one, many, or all channels of your digital signage network. It's also a way that you can limit access to your users to either have access to the entire network or specific regions of your digital signage network. You'll see on the top that there is an all of StrandVision digital signage display group. You'll see that it's above most of these that are listed here. What that means is that any content that's assigned to this top level group will actually show on every screen that's listed underneath. So in this case, I actually have two subscriptions on my digital signage account. One is the Menominee, Wisconsin group, and one is Maastricht, Netherlands. The other ones are just placeholders for future expansion and are not actually published. This makes it handy for a staging area where you can have users assigned to an unpublished area that can be reviewed by an administrator and moved into the appropriate group. The other nice part about the display groups is you can actually assign users to a particular area. If they're assigned to the top level, they actually have access to all of the locations for content and assigning users and that kind of thing. If they're at a lower level, they only have access to that level and below. You'll see here that there's actually pages, locations, and users on the heading, and what that shows in the parentheses following this is how many pages, how many locations, and how many users are assigned to this particular display group. You'll also see that some of these actually have an X on them, and that means that all of the pages, locations, and users are empty, so it's safe to delete. There's also the ability to set up the owner of the account. Owners actually get a little bit more capabilities than administrator users. In particular, the owners are the only ones allowed to create users for that particular display group. Any administrator can create users underneath their level, but not for their level. If you want to rename any of these, you check the box, click Edit Selected Name, and that's how you can change the owner and the name of the group itself. Click Save to get back to where you were. There's also the ability to move display groups. You can move a group to a particular place on the list, which then changes the display group hierarchy. You can also add new display groups. And there's also a feature called linking, which allows the same display group to be used underneath other display groups. It's kind of a complicated capability, so if you want to do display groups in more than one region, give us a call. On the bottom you'll actually see location details, and this is actually where it's talking about your actual subscriptions with StrandVision. And here you'll see that one subscription is in fact assigned to the Menominee, Wisconsin. The second subscription is assigned to the Maastricht, Netherlands. If you decide you want to change that to a different location, you check the box, select where you want it to go, and click Move Selected, and that'll make that change. If you want to set the owner for the channel, you go over here, pick the new one, and click Set Owners. If unauthorized people are seeing your signage due to sharing via email or web page, you can click this Reset Password and that will no longer function. So that's an overview of the locations and display groups. As you can imagine, this can get very complicated very quickly. Some of our larger customers have hundreds of display groups. The nice part about the display groups though is that when you're setting up a page for your signage content, all you have to do is pick the right display group and it goes to all of the pre-configured screens that are set up by this function. If you have the need to get into advanced display group setup, we recommend you give us a call at 715-235-7446. Email us at sales@strandvision.com. And of course, to find us on our website, it's www.strandvision.com. Next week, we're going to talk about managing users, and how to set up access to your digital signage network. Look forward to seeing you next week, and thanks again for your time.